They know he is
That's him.
a male, possibly white. He's wearing sunglasses. He appears to have a mustache.
They do know what he looks like. Male, possibly white, mustache, sunglasses, in that building, isolated to, they believe, to various locations, including upper floors.
How do you make that mistake twice? Let's get to this. Off the heels of, well, same thing. Good guy with a gun. And the race baiting, the dishonesty from the media to try and guilt one demographic of the population, regardless of how accurate said, I don't even know. At this, it's just the media is racist, and you guys should own a gun. Okay, so 94% of mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. Let's put this in context. All of New York City is a gun-free zone, and the first person shot was an NYPD officer. We'll get to that. What does that tell you? That tells you that a bad guy with a gun walks into a gun-free zone and says, "Oh, take out this person," and then it's basically a range session. So when you hear the left say, well, at this school, look, there was even a guard with a gun and even he got shot. That's the point to conceal carry. It's like a Cracker Jack. It's like a Cracker Jack box for assholes. You get a surprise. So, New York City, this shooting took place, Midtown Manhattan. As of right now, 4 people killed, a 5th seriously injured. 94% mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. 500,000 to 3 million defensive uses of firearms each year. It's not even close. Guns save far more innocent lives than they take in this country and would if more people carried. More people carry guns, more innocent lives will be saved through defensive uses of firearms. And almost every single one of these mass shootings is stopped by a good guy with a gun. And in some rare cases, like this one, stopped by the perpetrator with their own gun. The through line? It's always stopped by someone with a gun until someone with a gun has the wherewithal to stop the other person with the gun, including, by the way, themselves. It's going to go on for as long as the only person with the gun chooses. Here you go.
The building's security camera footage shows the shooter enter the lobby, turn right, and immediately open fire on an NYPD officer.
Shit looks weird.
He then shoots a woman who took cover behind a
looks
pillar
like the farmer and chicken one.
and proceeds through the lobby spraying it with gunfire. He makes his way to the elevator bank where he shoots a security guard who was taking cover
like Helga from Hey Arnold.
behind the security desk. One additional male is shot in the lobby per his own statement from the hospital. The shooter then calls the elevator, which opens in the lobby. A female exits that elevator, and he allows her to walk past him unharmed.
It's crazy.
He goes up to the 33rd floor, which is route and management, and begins to walk the floor, firing rounds as he traveled. One person was struck and killed on that floor. He then proceeds down a hallway and shoots himself in the chest.
And, of course, our hearts and our prayers go out to those affected. The off-duty NYPD officer, Mr. Islam, was working security, father of 2, wife pregnant with a 3rd. This is a heinous tragedy. What point do you bear some responsibility, politicians, police chiefs of New York? If you were living in New York and the local police or legislature decided you're not allowed an EpiPen or you're not allowed your asthma pump, what would you think? It's a life-saving tool that you need. But they tell people, oh, no, you're not allowed to have that gun. Here, give me your asthma tech. Let me take your, was it Baclofen, whatever it's called, whatever you guys.
Albuterol.
Albuterol. Yeah. Let me take your albuterol. Oh, you're having a no. Let me take your EpiPen. Oh, you're being gang beaten. Wait, you're walking through where we've seen radical crime. No, let me take your only tool that can level the playing field because we're looking out for you. It's a basic human right, guys. It's a basic fundamental human right, the right to self-preservation. And here's how you know it's part of an agenda. They couldn't even help this Freudian slip. First off, do we have the picture, or we put the picture into the clip?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so you guys have seen the picture of this shooter,
yeah,
right? We're going to put up the picture of the suspect, of the shooter in question. And I know you're going to think, is there a trick here? No, there's not. Look at the picture that was widely available to everyone. It is the picture that was referenced by the anchors, the broadcasters, the experts. You are about to hear discuss the description. Potentially white guy with the picture.
They do not know who he is. They know he is
That's him.
a male, possibly white. He's wearing sunglasses. He appears to have a mustache.
They do
Looks
know
like the guy from
what he
Grand
looks
Theft Auto.
like. Male, possibly white, mustache, sunglasses in that building, isolated to, they believe, to various locations, including upper floors.
How do you make that mistake twice? Looks like Lenny Kravitz's understudy.
I was thinking a guy from GTA, but yeah, that's more
Possibly.
accurate.
I've never heard possibly white either.
No. Possibly white. And by the
Everyone's
way,
possibly white.
everyone's possibly white. Yeah, what is it? Now we're getting into the metaphysical?
What is
Aaron
this?
Burnett? What is this, philosophy class?
You don't know. Why are you even saying it in the first place?
What am I, half Mexican person taking the census?
Yeah, well, in the defense of the entire CNN staff multiple times, it is easy to get wrong. Historically, this has happened before.
Outrage sparked as footage began making the rounds of these colored police officers brutally beating a defenseless white victim.
Oklahoma Police Department are on the hunt for these men. Average height, brown hair, and people of color.
As of now, Colorado police are on the lookout for these two young Negroes.
Images of the Virginia Tech shooter haunt survivors with the disturbing stare of an Irishman posing with his weapons of death.
Absolutely. Again, Pat, at this point, it is a pursuit, and unfortunately, it has a lot of mitigating circumstances because of the high profile of the proposed suspect that's inside the vehicle, which could possibly be and appears to be at this time O.J. Simpson.
And of course, we can't be certain, Robert, but it appears that this Bronco speeding down the freeway right now is driven by the white male in question.
With the crowd chanting, "I can't breathe," though some pointing out that the Swedish man in question may have consumed illicit substances.
We all make mistakes, Aaron Burnett and entire CNN staff. So just to be clear, the guy in question, the piece of shit who shot and killed 4 people, is 27-year-old Shane Tamra from Nevada, a very clearly, obviously not white. And the left is going to try and argue, he was a concealed carry holder in Nevada. Okay, doesn't matter, don't care. He's not allowed to carry in New York, so the point is gun control doesn't work, and you have an entire society, an entire group of people on that island who are defenseless. So let's go through some claims out there that are circulating. All references available, link in the description. Here's a first claim, and this isn't coming necessarily from the left, but that the shooter is a Palestinian activist. You're hearing this out there. Here's the truth. There's very little right now to prove that, other than, at this point, unverified reports that he yelled "Free Palestine." So,
Yeah.
could be true. It doesn't seem like there's any verification. So I would just caution you before you go out and start using that claim. The next claim that you're hearing is that the shooter was targeting the NFL specifically. Here's the truth. It seems like that you may have a case for that. In his alleged suicide note, he wrote, "Terry Long football gave me CTE and caused me to drink a gallon of antifreeze. You can't go against the NFL. They'll squash you." The building he attacked did have some NFL offices there on the 5th floor. I don't really know. He killed himself on the 33rd floor.
I believe it's 3 floors, and I think it's different elevators go different places.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 3 floors, but maybe it's wrong. But yeah, there are different elevators that go different places.
They do all say 5th floor there.
Oh, 5th floor?
Oh, 3
Okay.
offices.
But then it says it said that he killed himself on the 33rd floor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are more than 3 floors. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got that.
From what Lane was saying, and Lane, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he said there was some security protocol that only allowed the elevator to go to the 3rd floor, something of that.
It was
you
already
didn't have access
selected.
to
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
It was already selected, and he killed the security guy.
That's a
then he
horrible
couldn't-
security protocol.
So
really
then he
is.
couldn't get
Yeah.
anywhere else but where
Yeah.
that
Okay.
thing had come off. Yeah.
And he allegedly shot himself in the chest, wanting to preserve his brain so they could study it for CTE. Though I'm hoping that they sell it to old brain sex fetishist, brain screwing Langley. Yeah, that would be nice. Just give it to
Bring his
him.
consciousness back to experience
Yeah,
the thrill.
exactly.
So,
Like, what was that movie with Johnny Depp? where he comes back. What was it called? Where their consciousness lives on forever?
Transcendence?
Transcendent. Only it's like he wakes up and it's like,
I bet they just burn it.
Yeah.
Hope so. I hope it gets desecrated a little bit.
There is a bit of breaking news on one of the other the people. So the building housed Blackstone, J.P. Morgan Chase, and KPMG, and so I think the people at Blackstone issued this statement that one of their people was killed in the mass shooting yesterday. So it looks like Wesley, and I can't read the last name.
LaPartner, it looks like.
Wesley LaPartner, 43 years old, is officially stated by the company as being one of the victims.
Okay.
So.
Dang.
Well, obviously, press that. It doesn't necessarily seem like if you have someone there.
Seems kind of random.
Yeah, it seems kind of random. And that brings us to the next claim that the shooter was mentally ill.
Yeah.
Truth is, that's very likely, had a long history of mental health issues. There was medication found in his car. But I want to be really clear because this is a cop-out. You'll hear people say, and the commonality here is SSRIs. No. Sometimes, yeah, you more often see people from fatherless households or broken households. But the one common thread here is they are stopped by someone with a gun. I'd rather them be stopped by an armed citizen with a gun than stopped by themselves with their own gun once they've sort of petered out. 94% of mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. There is no getting around that. And by the way, we have multiple references. One number had it as high as 97. One number had it as low as 92. The best study ever conducted has it at 94%. Homicides in this country are anywhere from 15,000 to 40,000 on a really bad, gun deaths. Homicides are usually half that.
They're usually about 10 to 15,000 a year. And if you take
as far as homicides
into account gang violence,
yeah. Much lower than that.
Much lower.
But 500,000 to 3 million defensive uses of firearms every year. And usually you don't even need to shoot. That's the common thread here.
Yeah.
You want to stop it? And here's the thing. People often on social, they bitch about things and people do stuff for clicks and offer no solutions. We always try and offer some solutions here. Here is one that you can act on yourself. Take into your own hands. Do you live in a state where you can carry a firearm? Are you not? Change it. Now, if everyone watching right now does that, if half of you do it, guess what? We now have another 500,000 to 1.5 million people carrying firearms, depending on the day.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your solution. Carry it. Get good with it. Ideally, if you have a partner, have them carry it because you're greater than the sum of your parts if two people have a firearm. It's a great thing. It's a great equalizer. Are you a woman? Carry a firearm. Are you disabled? Carry a firearm. Are you older? Carry a firearm. Are you a current reigning UFC champion? Carry a firearm because you can't take on a gang yourself. The only problem is if you live in a state like New York that says you can't do that. Seems to be working like a charm. Let's go on to the New York politicians. So, again, you guys know the laws on the books should have stopped this from happening. Of course, they didn't work. So AOC wrote on X, in response to the slain off-duty officer, defund means that black and brown communities are asking for the same budget priorities that white communities have already created for themselves. Schooling should be greater than police, etc. People asked in other ways, but we're always told, no, how do you pay for it? So they found the line item, defunding, they put... Oh, I'm sorry. That's what she said in 2020. Here's her post from last night.
Yeah.
Tonight, a horrific shooting in Midtown took the lives of 3 people, including an NYPD officer. My heart goes out to the victims, their families, and everyone impacted. As my office continues to monitor the situation, I want to thank our first responders for their bravery. All right. Sorry, I mixed it up.
Oh, thank God her office is monitoring the situation.
Yes, thank God.
Where would we be without a couple people in the Bronx?
And what's funny is the left, they always say, hey, nuance. All right. I have told you many times, I do not simply wholesale back the blue. No, I want reform. I want better policing.
Yes,
I want more
100%.
effective policing, to be clear. I know there are both good cops and bad cops. I'm not going to vilify them automatically, and I'm not going to venerate them automatically. People like AOC defund the police. Mm-hmm. And now, no, actually, thank you. It's nuance. Well, hold on a second. How about you just have my approach? There's some good cops, there's some bad cops. There are different police response times. So arm your citizens.
Yeah. By the way, I think I found a solution, like a little bit of a silver lining here, AOC. Me and you are on the same page. School funding should be, or the priority should be greater than police. Yes. Okay. Stop committing so much crime in your area and you'll have fewer police officers necessary. Problem solved.
Well, she's not
Freed
familiar
up the
with
money.
crime. She's not familiar with crime. She's from Yorktown, which is a very, very wealthy suburb.
Yorktown Heights or Yorktown?
Yorktown,
Heights.
Connecticut.
Heights.
Yorktown,
No.
That's right, Yorktown Heights.
Westchester, New York.
That's right. Right. I believe the highest individual household income in the country, or at least close to it outside of Palo Alto. But she's still AOC from the block. Zoran Mamdani, the communist mayoral candidate, spoke also for
Democrat.
the victims.
Just
Credit where it's due. He said, queer liberation means defund the police.
Whoops.
Again, I'm sorry, that's the slightly older one.
Yeah.
I meant he said this last night. We don't need an investigation to know that the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need to do is hashtag defund the NYPD. I'm sorry. That was the wrong. That's an older one.
Oh, man.
I swear, I'm gonna get this right. What he said was, no, we want to defund all the police. Son of a bitch. Here's the real post. I'm going. He said we need to ban all guns. No, guys.
Oh.
Okay, they just sent me
Last one.
the one from yesterday.
Yeah.
I am heartbroken to learn of the horrific shooting in Midtown, and I am holding the victims, their families, and the NYPD officer in critical condition in my thoughts. Grateful for all of our first responders on the ground. Officer Didarul Islam was one of 4 people killed in yesterday's horrific shooting. When he joined the police department, his mother asked him why he would pursue such a dangerous job. He told her it was to leave behind a legacy that his family could be proud of. He has done that, and more. Okay, so he's not one of the racist anti-queer, which, by the way, you tarred the entire reputation of the NYPD, right? All of them are racist, anti-queer, and so you need to hashtag defund the police. I know now you'll say, no, it was nuanced. We mean police reform, but there's already a movement for police reform. It's the movement we support. You support defund the police. So in context, nuance, different. You've separated yourself from the pack. You don't want reform. You don't want more effective police. You want no police. Okay? How does someone like Mamdani, whatever, I don't care, I don't need to pronounce his name, I'm American, for God's sakes. How does he...
Monday shitbird.
Yes, exactly. How does he suggest that you handle New York City's gun crime? Well, let's look. In addition to deploying teams of violence interrupters to respond immediately to instances of gun violence...
What is that?
Violence interrupters.
It was like enough people to like overwhelm somebody just by walking at them?
Yeah, we used to call it them cannon fodder.
Oh, is it a flash mob?
Yeah. See, they start doing the Harlem Shake. What? You guys are late. That's like 6 years old. Ah!
Hey, why are you singing Donkashane?
It's those guys with all the drums and cymbals.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Violence interrupters to respond immediately to instances of gun violence. CMS utilizes extensive wraparound services such as school conflict mediation, employment programs such as Justice Plus and the Anti-Gun Violence Employment Program, therapeutic and mental health services, and legal resources. Oh, I get it now. The gang beatings and the shootings are taking place because they didn't have a basketball program or some other such shit. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
What's the number? How much money do we have to spend? How many social programs? How many Magic Johnson theaters do you need until you start saying, hey, this isn't working? Just try it a different way. Allow your law-abiding citizens to carry firearms. Oh, there might be a wrinkle. It's something sanctuary city. So you can't keep track.
New York.
Who carries them? You're such a bad city. Also, I guess we have an exclusive here. This was just sent to me. New York City Councilwoman, Ina Vernikov, spoke directly with some people here at Louder with Crowder. She said this of Mamdani. Mamdani's sudden show of support is a bad joke after years of demonizing the NYPD and voting for every radical soft-on-crime law. He thinks his fake show of sympathy will fool anyone. No statement he makes now will wash away years of his actions and voting record. He wants the cops gone and criminals set free. The receipts are public. So you guys can go and see that at louderwithcrowder.com. I thank her for speaking with us. Look.
Remember when he said there's no such thing as violent crime?
Yeah. Have a violence interrupter. Oh, wait, let's see. Mayor Eric Adams right now on CNN is discussing this, and he'll pretend like he's hard on crime here, but what you won't hear is them say, hey, we should be like Texas, like Oklahoma, like Florida, where people can defend themselves with firearms. You won't hear that. We need a culture shift. Carry a gun. Let's watch him.
Player, those items just don't pan out. He never played for the NFL, and so we're still unraveling this terrible shooting that took place in the city.
Yeah, he never played for the NFL, never played college football. He did play high school football. New York authorities, as you well know, Mayor, found prescription medication,
thanks for adding nothing,
a
Wolf.
loaded revolver, and more ammunition in the suspect's car, which was double parked on Park Avenue right across from
That's the worst crime of it all.
Were there any
double parked
indications he was
and he did receive a ticket.
Violence elsewhere in New York besides the Park Avenue office building?
Not at this time. We had a large number of bullets that were found in the car, but at this time, the investigation has not concluded if he was going to take more actions.
What about the medication
Very smartly
that police
said.
found in his car?
Has the investigation concluded whether or not he was
with
white?
The suspect's mental health issues.
It's still
Look at these
under
two black guys.
investigation. As you can imagine, this is still relatively new. It's less than 24 hours. The shooting took place around 6:20 something last night. And so there are many layers of the investigation that we have to peel back to sort of get a full understanding of what took place here and what motivated a shooting of this magnitude. And as you indicated, we lost a young officer who has 2 children and a child on the way. Was just a devastating impact what happened to Officer Islam as well as the other victims.
It's so heartbreaking indeed. I know it's still very early in the investigation, Mayor. Is there any indication, at least so far, that the suspect was on the radar of any illegal authorities?
No, not at all. And what's challenging, Wolf, is that we have done an amazing job here in removing illegal guns and weapons off our streets. But this came into our city. Many of the other jurisdictions have a more lax gun policies. It appears as though this individual had a permit to obtain firearms, and we really need to look at allowing our federal law enforcement officials to look into the database of those with severe mental health illness, should they be allowed to carry firearms.
What about letting federal law enforcement look into illegal citizens in your city?
Yeah, how about that?
Not on our radar at all.
Hey, how about this?
Will they be doing
They're
that?
all illegal in your city, right? Every single firearm and round that guy had, because of your laws, is illegal in your city. Oh, okay, they got there. So if you make it illegal, like it is, someone with serious mental health conditions, if they've been adjudicated in the courts, they're not allowed to have firearms. So it would be illegal. Oh, they get them anyway.
Oh.
So you can't fix that. Right? Anyone can drive through the Lincoln Tunnel with a shotgun or loaded revolver, whatever it is. So how about, okay, let's actually try and allow citizens to defend their own lives. And I'm going to say something. I'm going to go out on a limb. This is a senseless tragedy. This officer, as far as we know, this off-duty officer has no criminal record. I don't believe that it's always tragic to the same equivalency when anyone loses a life. I don't. And I don't even mean you have to be a murderer. I mean when we see someone who has a very long rap sheet, who's committed, 11 assaults, armed robbery, who's an arsonist, and they happen to catch the wrong person on a bad day, or they happen to catch the right person who's armed and shoots them even if they had no intent to kill. I don't think that is as tragic as an officer with 2 children off duty and a child on the way. I think one is significantly more tragic. You don't need to be a murderer for your life to be less valuable to society. If you continue to do harm to society, you cease to be valuable. You are now a net drain. The problem is we enable criminals in this country all the way up to and sometimes including murder because they had some, gee golly, some tough breaks. Nope. Your life is worth less to us as a civilized society if you continue to wreak havoc and harm on your fellow citizens. If you gang beat someone, it's not tragic if you lose your life to the same degree as the person being beaten, provided that they're innocent. If you're part of a gang, it's not as tragic. If you're committing a robbery, even if you're unarmed, it's not as tragic because that guy who owns a store can't know. Your life in the United States of America should be valued less when you are making those decisions that harm your fellow citizen. I am not going to, it's always sad when someone loses a life. No, you'd rather avoid it, but it's not always sad, and certainly not to the same degree. Comment below. It's right. Can't we just say that now? Oh, it's always tragic. Nope. Matter of fact, I think the better scenario is people who are committing violent crimes, whether they intend to murder or not, dealing with dire consequences, including loss of their life, so often that it changes the culture of this country.
Yep.
I would rather see people who don't intend to kill, but maybe intend to maim, stab, steal, get shot with such great regularity that they cease to do that. Because even those people who've gotten some tough breaks, even those people who maybe have been passed over by society, even though if they are harming their fellows, it needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Maybe they'll realize that the catalytic converter isn't worth death.
Yep. Catalytic converter of someone who's not broken the law and the right to protect it. Someone stealing a catalytic converter. Bang, bang, dead, not sad. Sorry, I'm a prick. Now, 99.9% of the time, the bad guys with guns are stopped by a gun.
Sometimes I was sad when I left my gun upstairs and they stole my car out front of my house.
I get it.
I was sad they lived.
I get it.
I think about it.
But you know what? They might run into.
They still live.
Yeah. And they'll continue to do it. Now, does that mean that they deserve to be sniped at 500 yards driving away? No.
No, but in my front yard, for sure.
We have a society where cops go, hey, you haven't heard both sides. And if you continue to do that, I want a society that instills serious fear in these people. Meaning a mass shooter, a gang, beater, felon, arsonist, armed robber. I want fewer of them and more law-abiding citizens with guns. 94% of mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. 94%. New York City is a gun-free zone. Think of schools. Think of churches. You guys know this to be true, but you keep being fed, oh, we have a gun problem. There's over 400 million guns in circulation in this country, and the homicide rate with firearms is unbelievably low. The home defense numbers with firearms are much, much, much higher. I want to see more of those. And I want to see these leftists voted out. And I would love to see New York finally straighten up and fly right. But they won't. They won't. So you'll see more of this. You'll see more of this because of the leadership in New York, in places like Cincinnati. You will see more of this. This is how you get Death Wish. This is how you get Dirty Harry. I'm telling you. So don't be left out in the cold. Do you live in a state where you can carry a firearm? If yes, you don't, fix it. Now, go do it today. Take this as your license, right? Go get your firearm. If you need to get a permit in your state, do it. Do it now and carry it every day going forward. It's one of those things where people go like, I just don't want a gun in the house. First off, that's so stupid. The idea that your gun is more likely to be used against you, bullshit. It's not true. The idea that if you have a gun in the house, it's likely to lead to escalation. They're including numbers in that where robbers and muggers and break-in artists get shot themselves. No, if you have a gun in your house that you responsibly house in a safe or under lock and key, it's a lot better to have it in your house and not need it than to need it and not. And I would argue the same thing on your person, okay? And I would even argue it's your duty. Genuinely. If you believe in a society where we have some rule of law, people say, I want rule of law to come back. Really? Well, what are you doing? You can do something about it. Are you doing everything in your power? Voting isn't enough. Can you carry a firearm? Are you good with it? If not, you're not doing everything you can. That's something right there that's on the table. That's a freebie. You want a country of law and order where rule of law is respected? Great. Respect it. Carry your firearm. You have a duty to your fellow citizen at this point in time. We need to start making these folks scared. They're screwing around and not finding out far too often. Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching this on YouTube? You've probably noticed something is missing by now. I'm not here. That's because the Live Daily Show is now streaming exclusively on Rumble weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tune in there, where nothing is censored.